When I first left my ex, it was such a shit show. It was several years of living in a tornado and chaos, and I had three little ones that were thrown in the middle of this tornado, and I was trying to shield them and protect them from all of it the best that I could. And I absorbed a lot of the negativity and a lot of the emotions that were just influxed between myself and my children. And I really just took it on all that I could so that my children didn't have to feel it. And in doing that, it really wore me down and depleted my energy levels for myself, and to be able to really heal myself and, push through that. But it also, I feel, in ways kept me from being able to really be there for my children in a way that they needed me to. Because I was so emotionally drained and being abused, and mentally was just in the same fog of just disbelief and not being able to make sense of anything that was going on in my life or around me. And I had no way to stop it or change it. I had no support system going on in my life. And so my children, I definitely was not as emotionally available for them as I needed to be. And I think that because I was so wrapped up in trying to just survive, that trying to help my children process what they were going through wasn't even on my mind in the beginning. My focus was trying to not lose them, because my ex was doing everything in his power to take them away from me, and to not lose my shit. So anything, I was just trying, I was A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z all day long, every day. I was very much in a routine, and I was so shut down that that's all I could do, was the things that I needed to keep us going and to manage the courts and my ex the best that I could. So our children get thrown in the middle of this shit show, and for the most part, their feelings and emotions go unnoticed. We, as parents, probably in those moments don't have the capacity to process what we're going through, let alone try and see it from a different perspective and process it from our children's perspective. And the fact that, their world just got turned upside down, that their world is now in chaos, and they have the two people that they love the most fighting, and things are being said and put out there, and there's, all of a sudden cops in their lives and courts in their life, and nothing was stable for them. No matter how hard I tried to keep my household as routine and as stable as I could, there was still chaos. It was coming with them. My ex would bring it around any chance that he could, and in the beginning. So it wasn't until, a good few years into it that I was able to really reflect on the fact that I wasn't the only one going through this. I wasn't the only one that was trying to heal and continue to live with emotional abuse and mental abuse and gaslighting and put downs and negativity and manipulation and all these factors that were in my marriage, and then I was still trying to live with because I was trying to co-parent with this toxic individual, that you forget that this dynamic is also happening to your children. And you need to really, as a parent, try to remember that they are in the same situation that you were in. It may be, different dynamics because it's a child and adult situation, but there's still dynamics of the same abuse and the same strategies going on that you went through that are now being directed at your children. So the sooner you're able to really heal yourself and understand the traumas that you went through and why the toxic person is the way that they are and the way that they act the way that they do for their reasons. And the more you can understand that and make sense of who they are and what you went through and how it made you feel, you're then able to really be there for your children and give them the grace that they're still in this. They are as much a part of the abuse that you went through, just in their own, they're just on their own journey with it, but it's still there. And allowing them to see you heal and see you be able to support them in what they're feeling and what they're going through, it will change dynamics between you and them so quickly, because they're going to start to see and learn that you are there for them and that you can understand where they came from. They may not be receptive to it. They may not even acknowledge that you are trying to help them, but you're at least planting those seeds for them, so when they do become older or they reach a point where they start healing themselves and all of these traumas they've gone through resurface, they'll have these little nuggets that you've given them that will come back up because their subconscious will take them in, and they'll have them when they need them, and they'll be able to relate it back to you being there for them. So I think a big part of really parenting your children when you have a toxic person on the other side of the equation isn't so much to get them to see the light now, where we all wish that we could just, plug in our memories into them and let them see and feel everything that we went through to save them that heartache and that, journey of their own. But the reality is, a lot of kids aren't going to see this or recognize what they've experienced until they're older. And